We are going to be talking about our story, the U.S. Constitution. Now, boys and girls, our story is informational text. It gives facts and examples about a topic. Informational text often includes headings and subheadings to signal what comes next. Informational text includes central ideas supported by key details and facts. Informational text may include social studies words specific to the topic. So this is something that you would learn about in social studies. Informational text includes visuals and text features, so all those things are in informational text. So let's set a purpose for reading. Think about the title and genre of this text. What do you know about the U.S. Constitution? Well, we already wrote that down. What might you learn? We already wrote that down. What do we want to know? We already wrote that down. We want to learn several different things about the Constitution. That is our purpose for reading this story, this informational text, to learn different things about the U.S. Constitution. We want to learn more about the Constitution, boys and girls. That is our purpose for reading this story. Here is our important vocabulary: convention, delegates, domestic, welfare, posterity. Those are all important words from our story. Now, you know what I want to meet our author. And illustrator. Norman Pearl and Matthew Skeens. Norman Pearl has published many books for young people, often about social studies and science topics. The U.S. Constitution is part of the series of social studies books called American Symbols. His books present complex ideas in a way that is interesting and understandable. Matthew Skeens illustrated the U.S. Constitution and other books in the American Symbol series. When he is not drawing, he likes to be on the move, running or jumping. Okay. Please follow along.
My name is James Madison. I was the 4th President of the United States. I also played a big part in making a set of rules for the country. These rules are known as the Constitution. Let me tell you the story.
Who is this man? Who is that? Clark? James Madison. And why do you think he is telling the story? Why is he telling us our story? Elisa?
He uses the words my and I.
Yes, he's the narrator, and he is the narrator of our story, but why is he the one telling us the story? Why do you think he is? Teddy?
Because he wrote the Constitution.
Because he played a big part in writing the Constitution. And why would a country need a set of rules? Why would a country need a set of rules? Kelsey?
So then people don't just do whatever they want.
So people don't do just whatever they want. Olive?
So nobody gets hurt disobeying the rules.
So nobody gets hurt disobeying the rules. Logan?
So there's no more slavery.
So there's no more slavery, but there was slavery at this time that the Constitution, when the Constitution was written. So this is happening at the very beginning of our country. So that's good for you to understand that there was in fact slavery at this time. Okay? So let's go to
What is the U.S. Constitution? The Constitution of the United States is the plan for how the government works. It says how much power the branches or parts of the government can have. It tells them how to make laws and how to make sure all Americans follow them. The Constitution is a symbol of democracy. The Constitution is the highest law in the United States. It is more important than any city or state law. The first rules of the United States. After winning the Revolutionary War in 1783, the United States was a new country. Like any country, it needed rules. Its first set of rules was called the Articles of Confederation. These rules joined together the 13 states. It was a start, but the country needed more. The United States needed a better form of government. Who wrote the Constitution? In May 1787, delegates from most of the 13 states met in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Their job was to write the Constitution, a new set of rules for the country's government. The meeting was called the Constitutional Convention. The 55 delegates at the meeting later became known as the framers of the Constitution. Rhode Island was the only state that did not send any delegates to the Constitutional Convention. Convention. A convention is a meeting of people who share the same purpose or ideas. Delegates. People who have been chosen to make decisions for a larger group are called delegates. Many different ideas. Writing the Constitution was not easy. Many people had different ideas about what it should say. Some men wanted a strong national government. Others did not. There was a lot of arguing. Finally, on September 17, 1787, the arguing stopped and the delegates signed the Constitution. Then the states had to agree to follow it. The last one did so in 1790. James Madison was a delegate from Virginia. He helped the other delegates at the Constitutional Convention work through their differences. Madison was both smart and fair. He is known today as the father of the Constitution. The parts of the Constitution. The Constitution has three main parts: the Preamble, the Articles, and the Amendments. 1. Preamble. The Preamble is the beginning of the Constitution. The Preamble tells Americans why they need a government and a Constitution. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Domestic. When something is domestic, it is a part of or about the country in which you live. Welfare. If someone looks out for your welfare, that person makes sure you are healthy and happy. Posterity. If you think ahead to all the people who will be alive in the future, you are thinking about posterity. 2. Articles. The 7 Articles of the Constitution explain the branches of the U.S. government. They tell what those branches can and cannot do. In the United States, the people run the government. Americans have the right to vote. When they vote, Americans choose the people who will work for them in the government. The Articles divide the U.S. government into 3 branches. Each branch has different powers. No one branch can become stronger than the others. This is called a balance of power. Every branch is equal. The Articles allow people in government to keep all Americans safe. They say that the government can build an army and a navy to guard the country. The Executive Branch. This branch is made up of the President, the Vice President, and the people who help them do their jobs. It is headquartered in the White House. The Judicial Branch. This branch is the court system. Judges see that laws are carried out in the right way. The Judicial Branch is headquartered in the Supreme Court, the highest court in the United States. The legislative branch. This branch is made up of the Congress, which is divided into two parts, the House of Representatives and the Senate. Congress makes the nation's laws. It is headquartered in the Capitol. 3. Amendments. The amendments were not part of the original Constitution. They were added later. They give Americans many rights. For example, the amendments say that Americans cannot be made slaves. They can belong to any religion they want. All Americans age 18 and older can vote. Since it was signed in 1787, the Constitution has been amended or added to 27 times. The first 10 amendments are called the Bill of Rights. These are the most important rights Americans have. The Constitution and you. So, how does the Constitution work for you? The Constitution gives the U.S. government the power to make laws. Laws aren't just for adults, they're for kids too. There are laws that allow kids to go to school. Others say what kinds of jobs kids can have and how many hours they can work. For more than 200 years, the Constitution has kept the U.S. government strong. I'm proud of our Constitution. Now that you know its story, I hope you are too. You can see the original Constitution at the National Archives building in Washington, D.C. The Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence are there too.
Okay, so did you learn some new facts about the U.S. Constitution? It's pretty interesting, very interesting. And what did the name James Madison sound very familiar to you? Because what was familiar about that? Yes. In the Judy Moody story, right? The one that I read, that's right. Very good. Okay, so let's put that away, and then you'll have to read this story for homework. There's a lot to really pay attention to in this story.